Good morning, students. Welcome back. Welcome back to the class of control statements. In the previous session, we have discussed the different control statements, including iterative statements. And this session, we will be discussing the practical programs. So, practical programs, where we will be beginning with the first practical C++ program. So, we will be discussing in the following sessions the programs based on the control statements and also the other concepts which we have discussed in Introduction to C++. So, let us get started and let us check out the practical programs, and we will be discussing the control statements and theoretical part we have completed, and today we will be starting the session of first session of practical programs. So, let us get started and let me explain things what we will be discussing today in the practical programs. So, as in practicals you will have two sections, section A and section B. In section A you will be learning C++ programs. In section B you will be learning Microsoft Excel, spreadsheets and HTML, web designing. So, we will be teaching you to write web programs or web pages, how to develop your own web pages. So, that we will be discussing in the later part of the session. So, first we will be completing part A, that is C++ programs. So, this has some 30 programs. Out of that we will be explaining all the programs, and we will let you know we will be giving you the list of the programs which you need to study. So, let us start the session with program number 1. So, the program number 1, as you can say, write a C++ program to interchange the values of two variables using a third variable. So, here we have hash include iostream.h, conio.h, void main. So, why do we include iostream.h? IO stands for input and output stream. Stream is the flow of data. So, input output stream dot h. Then we have conio.h. So, conio.h we will be using this for clear screen and getch. So, clear screen will clear the screen before the output appears. Whatever is displayed on the monitor, it will be cleared with this statement, that is clear screen. Then we have enter two numbers. We are accepting two numbers, that is A and B. And then before exchange we are printing the value of A and then we are printing the value of B. So, now we need to exchange. So, let us see how we are exchanging the elements. So, we are exchanging the elements as they have told us to use a third variable. So, imagine you have two glasses of water which you want to exchange. So, you have glass 1 of with some say colored water, B color water, and then we have one more jar which includes some say green color water. So, now we want to exchange these two. So, what we will do is we will take a empty glass, then we will transfer this first to empty glass, and then we transfer the content from the other glass, and from the glass we will be transferring like this. So, the same concept we will be using the third variable, that is temp. So, you can see here we are using, first we are accepting two values A and B. So, imagine A is say 10. Imagine B is equal to say 40. Okay. So A is equal to 10, and so imagine A is equal to and B is equal to 40, and we want to exchange. Now we are using a temporary variable temp. So imagine temp, I will be writing it as T. Temp is equal to A. As you can see this statement, temp is equal to A. That means A will come to temp. So temp will become 10. Now we are sending B to A. We are sending this value here. So here 40 will come. Then we are sending temp to A. Then we are sending temp, that is instead of 40 we are sending 10. So now A value will become 40 and B value will become 10. So like this we are exchanging the values using a temporary variable. As you can see on the screen, we have the output. The output says enter two numbers. The given numbers are 10 and 20. So when you execute this program, the program will ask you to enter two numbers, and the first number will be taken to A and the second number will be taken to B. So A value will be 10 and B value will be 20. Then we have before interchange, we are printing the A value, that is 10, and B value as 20. Then we are exchanging the values, and after exchange A value will become 20 and B value will become 10. So this is the program which exchanges two values, the values of two variables using a temporary variable, that is temp. It is similar to the concept what we use to exchange two glasses of water. So when we have to exchange two glasses of water, we take a empty glass and we transfer the content into one glass, then we pour the content of other glass, and then from the temporary or the empty glass to the one which we want to transfer. So this is about the first program where we are exchanging the values. First we are taking two numbers, then we are printing those numbers, then we are exchanging. In this part of the program we are exchanging the values of A and B, and then here we are printing the values of A and B. Hope you have understood this, and let us move on to the next program, program number 2. So this program, let me just read the question of this program. Write a C++ program to interchange the values of two variables without using third variable. So without using third variable, we need to interchange. So it is similar to the previous program, we need to interchange, but in this program we should not take a temporary variable or the third variable. So as you saw in the previous example, what we did is A value na we sent it to temp ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ವಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ B ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ A ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ವಿ, and then it's like this. So first we send the A value to temp, and then we send the B value to A, and then temp value to B. This is how we took a temporary variable, third variable, and we exchanged. So but in this program we need to exchange, but we should not use a temporary variable. Let's see how we can do that. So first we need to include iostream.h, conio.h. IO, input output stream. Stream is the flow of data, and to handle input and output stream we are using iostream.h. Then we have conio.h. So conio.h, it is used for the clear screen and the getch. Enter two numbers. So we are accepting two numbers, and before exchanging we are printing the value of A and B. Now we need to exchange the values, but we should not use a temporary variable, third variable we should not use. Let's see how we can do that. So first imagine the values what we have taken A. So A is equal to say 10, B is equal to say 30. So now A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 30. Now just observe this statement, A is equal to A plus B. That means we are changing the A value as A plus B. A plus B, that is it will be 40. So it will be 40. So let us see how we can do that, how we can exchange the values. Let us understand the concept here. So we are taking two numbers and we are exchanging, but we should not use a third variable. You can read the question there, they have asked without using third variable. So you should not use third variable. So let's see how we can do that. So let us take the first value. A value, imagine A value is 5. So imagine B value is 3. Now A is equal to A plus B. That means A is equal to 5 plus 3, that is 8. Now B is equal to A minus B. B is equal to A is 8 minus B is 3. So it will be 8 minus 3, 5. Now A is equal to A minus B. So A is 8. Now B is 5. So 8 minus 5 is 3. So now you can see, now before was A value was 5 and B value was 3. Now we exchange the values. After that B value is 5 and A value is 3. As you can observe the output here, enter two numbers. The numbers given are 10 and 15, and before exchange A value is 10 and B value is 15. After exchange A value will become 15 and B value will become 10. Hope you have understood this program. Kindly go through the program, and I will be teaching you how we can execute this. I will be next session, after completing the programs, I will be explaining how we can execute C++ program in a computer system. Hope you have understood this program. So kindly go through the program once, how this logic has been implemented. A is equal to A plus B, that means A value will be 5 and B value will be 3. 5 plus 3 will be 8. B is equal to A minus B, that is 8 minus 3 is 5. Then A is equal to, again we are giving A minus B, 8 minus 5. So you can see here A value, B value will be 5 and A value will be 8. 8 minus 5 will be 3. So let's continue the next program. The next program is program number 2. In actually first program we have, the question is same, we need to interchange two values. The first concept we used using third variable, and the next concept without using third variable. So now program number 2, write a C++ program to find area and circumference of a circle. So area and circumference of a circle, we need to write a program to calculate area and circumference. Let us discuss the next program. The next program is to find the area and circumference of a circle. As we know that to calculate area of a circle, we require radius, and we calculate by using pi r square, and to calculate circumference of a circle also we require radius, and we calculate circumference using 2 pi r. So first we need to accept, so how many values, the first thing is we need to decide on the total number of values required. So in this program we require 3 values, that is radius, area and circumference. So we have taken the data type as float. Float, radius, area and circumference. Why we have taken float? Because pi value is 3.14. We are getting a fractional part in the pi value which will be multiplied to obtain the area. So we are declaring it as float. So as you can see here, we are declaring radius, area and circumference as float. So enter the radius, we are accepting the radius. Now we are calculating the area. Area is equal to pi r square. Pi is 3.142 into radius into radius. So then we are calculating the circumference. We are calculating the circumference. Circumference is equal to 2 into pi into r. So now 2 into pi into r. Now we are printing the area. Area is equal to area of circle is equal to the calculated value is stored in area, and similarly circumference of a circle is equal to circum, where we have stored the calculated value of the circumference. So this is the program which will calculate area and circumference of a circle. So hope you have understood this program. Let's check the output of the program. Once we execute this program, let us see what is the output we are getting. So here, as you can see, the first output says enter the radius, and the radius value is 10. 10 ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, it depends upon you, whatever value you want you can give. So here the radius is given 10, and then we are calculating the area. How we are calculating? Pi r square, 10 into 10 into pi. So the area is 3.14 and the circumference is 2 into pi into r. R is nothing but the radius, that is 10. 62 is the circumference. Then we execute the same program with a different input, that is we are giving a value, that is 5 for the radius. Earlier we had given 10. Now area of circle. So how do we calculate area? Pi r square, pi into r, that is 5 into 5. Then we are calculating the circumference. Then we are printing the circumference, that is 31.42. So as you can compare 62, as here the radius is 10 and the area what we are getting is 314, and circumference is 62, and here circumference is 31.42 because we have given the radius value as 5. As you change the radius value, you will be obtaining different set of results. So this is the program which will calculate the area and circumference of a circle. Let's see the next program. The next program is program number 3. So let us discuss the next program. The next program is to find the area and area of a triangle given sides. So we have 3 sides. We need to find the area by we need to find the area, and here we are calculating using a formula, that is, so here we are calculating the area of a triangle, and we are using a program to find area of a triangle given sides. As we know that a triangle will have three sides. So we are taking three variables, that is S1, S2, S3 to store three sides, and we have taken one more variable S, that is to store the semi perimeter, and then we have area which will store the calculated value. Clear screen, we are accepting, enter the length of the three sides. We are accepting three sides, S1, S2 and S3. Then we are calculating after taking three sides. So then we are calculating S. S is S1 plus S2 plus S3 divided by 2. So we are taking three sides, we are adding those three sides and we are dividing it by 2. And then here we are calculating area. Area is equal to square root of, as you can observe here, we have included a new header file, that is math. Why are we including math? So in the previous programs we have not included math, but here we are including math. That is because we are using SQRT function. SQRT is square root. To calculate, if you have something like this, root A, as we don't have that symbol on our keyboard, we write it as SQRT of A, like this. So in this program we have included math.h, that is, math.h is a header file which includes mathematical functions. For example, in this program we are using SQRT. SQRT is square root, therefore we are including math.h header file. So we are accepting three sides, then we are calculating semi perimeter, then as to calculate the area of triangle given sides, it is root of S into S minus A, S minus S1 plus into S minus S2 into S minus S3. So we are calculating the area and then we are printing the area. Let's check the output of this program. As you can see, we are asking the user to enter three sides, length of three sides. The three sides given are 5, 3 and 6.5, and the area will be first S, we are calculating S, that is S1 plus S2. 5 will be stored to S1 and 3 will be taken to S2 and 6.5 will be taken to S3. Then we are calculating 5 plus 3 plus 6.5 and then we are dividing it by 2. Then we are calculating area by square root of S into S minus S1 into S minus S2 into S minus S3. So again we are executing the same program with the other set of values, that is 6, 4 and 8. So the triangle, the given values for triangle are 6, 4 and 8. So here we are calculating the area for 6, 4 and 8. So this is a program where we are calculating the area of a triangle given sides. So now we shall take the next program. We shall discuss the next program, where program number 4, which says write a C++ program to convert days into years, months and days. Assume all months have 30 days. What is this program? So they are telling us to convert the given days into year, month and days. For example, if the day is the total days is say 500. So 500, if there are 500 days, we need to decide on, okay, how many? 1 year. That means 500 days is equal to 1 year plus. See, if you remove 365 from 500, so we are getting 365 minus 500 is how much? 5, and then so let me explain you what about this program, what exactly we are doing here. So they are telling us we need to convert the days into years, months and days. So what is that? How do we convert? So they are also giving one hint, and we need not worry about the month 30 days or 31 days or 28 days ಬೇಡ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಂತ್ 30 days ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ 500 ಡೇಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ 500 ಡೇಸಲ್ಲಿ 365 ಡೇಸು 1 ಇಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ 1 ಇಯರ್ ಅಂದರೆ 365 ಡೇಸ್ ಹೋದರೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ there will be 135 days. So 135 days ಅಂದರೆ each month there are 30 days. So ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ there will be 4 months. So 4 months, that means 120 ಹೋದರೆ there will be 15 days. So we can say that 500 days is equal to 1 year, 4 months and 15 days. So this is the program what we have to do. So we will be discussing this program in detail with the concept and the logic in the next session. So we will be learning how exactly we can convert the given days into year, months and days in the next session. Hope you have understood the programs which have been explained in the today's class. Kindly attend the questionnaires or the test which is given along with this video. Check your understanding. In case if you have any doubts, kindly get back to me. God bless you all my students. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.